10 animals that came back from extinction. The Smilodon. A happy couple was seen walking their pet saber-tooth cat or Smilodon on the street of Los Angeles. They are vicious creatures, hunting thick-skinned prey like Macedon's horses and bison. However, they haven't really made a comeback. The pet of the couple is actually animatronic. The Gastric brooding frog. The southern gastric brooding frog was discovered in 1972 in Queensland, Australia. However, the animal was noticed by the world in 1974 because of the method it uses to reproduce. The mother frog converts her stomach into a womb and swallows her egg. The stomach stops making hydrochloric acid to prevent the digesting of her young ones. From 20 to 25 tadpoles hatch in the stomach, and the mucus from their gills keeps the acid at the bay. The babies grow in 6 weeks, and for those weeks the mom does not eat anything. As a result, her stomach bloats so much that the lungs collapse, and the mama frog is forced to breathe from the skin. When the time comes, the mom vomits all her babies out and brings them into the world. The scientist wanted to study more about this amazing animal, but they were extremely hard to find. The last specimen was seen in 1979 or 1981 and was then declared extinct until a few years ago. Mike Archer and his teams from New South Wales were able to bring back the long-gone animal using somatic cell nuclear transplantation. It means that the team deactivated the egg from the distally related great beard frog and swapped the nuclei with the gastric brooding frog. The Crested Gecko. Crested gecko, also known as crusties, belongs to the diplodoctylate species that are native to Australia, New Zealand, and New Caledonia. They are among the largest gecko species and range from 6 to 10 inches long, including the 4 to 6 inches long tail. The most peculiar features of the crested gecko are the hair-like structure above the eyes that look like eyelashes. Apart from that, they have 2 spines that start from the side of the wedge-shaped heads and end at the base of their tail. The species also doesn't have eyelids and uses their long tongues to moisten the eyes and remove the dirt. They are very popular as a pet, mainly because of their look and also because it is easy to take care of them. However, the creature was thought to be extinct before the animal was rediscovered in 1994. After being discovered, the trade of this animal was banned worldwide. However, a couple of breeders in the US got hold of some. The Bermuda petrel. Just like the extinct dodo bird, the Bermuda petrel was an island-dwelling bird. The existence of this bird was under the threat because of a man, Christopher Columbus. It is said that there were millions of nocturnal seabirds residing on then uninhabited Bermuda Islands. In the 1500s, the sailor used to bring rats and pigs along with them, who feasted freely on the birds and the eggs during the pit stops. In 1600, just 20 years after the British settlement on the island, the Bermuda petrel was said to be extinct. Almost 400 years later, a teenager on the island, David Wingate, a member of the naturalists, rediscovered the bird. He located 17 nesting pairs of gray and white bird clinging to their life on the 4 rocky islands close to Bermuda Castle Harbor. After that, David became the first conservation officer and worked hard to support the bird's re-establishment till his retirement. Now, he is in his 80s and still visits these birds to whom he dedicated his life. The New Guinea singing dog. This animal is proven to be the most ancient wild dog. They are thought to be the ancestors of the domesticated dogs. They are called singing dogs because of their love for howling and are feared to be extinct for more than 50 years. The species were rediscovered again in the forests and highlands of New Guinea at about 3,300 to 4,200 meters above sea level. In 2016, the cameras at least documented 15 highland wild dogs, including males, females, and cubs on Mount Punkak Joya. Before that, between 2005 and 2012, there have been some sightings of these animals, but nothing was confirmed. The Pygmy Taria. This animal is the tiniest primate species in Indonesia, as it is the size of a small mouse. Pygmy Taria weighs less than 2 ounces and measures less than 4 inches from head to tail. Mr. Doyen from the Texas University had traveled to Sulawesi Island in Indonesia to confirm the extinction of the animal. Instead, he became the first person to spot the Pygmy Taria almost after 80 years. Many scientists came before him, but they all failed. The South Island Takah. Also known as naturnese, is a flightless bird in New Zealand and belonged to the rail family. They were first encountered by the Europeans in 1847, however, they were first recorded in 1849. This is when a group of sealers followed the trail of an unknown bird. When the dog chased them, the bird ran at a great speed. After being captured, they screamed, struggled, and fought hard, but were eventually roasted and eaten. The meat of the bird was declared delicious and was hunted for the same, leading to their extinction. The last bird was captured in 1898 and no more were found afterward. 50 years later, Takah birds were rediscovered in an expedition led by the physician Geoffrey Orbill in the Murchison Mountains on 20th of November, 1948. The expedition started when an unknown footprint was found near the lake and 2 Takah were caught, but went back into the wild after the photo was taken, and this news generated a great amount of interest. The New Zealand government took immediate action and closed off the remote part of the Fiordland National Park. The count of the bird is steadily climbing. The Caspian Horse. They are one of the oldest and one of the newest horse breeds. The archaeozoologic evidence states the Caspian horse back to at least 3000 BC. When the Persian Empire collapsed in 644 AD, its royal horse vanished for more than 1,000 years. It was rediscovered in the year 1965 by Louis Farrow in a remote village called Imel near the Caspian Sea. The locals would catch them and breed them as workhorses. Louis then established a national Caspian stud farm for them, which is maintained by the government. The Madagascar Serpent. They reside in pristine eastern rainforest and are the world's most endangered raptors. The species was rediscovered by Russell Thorstorm on November 3, 1993. The scientist was walking around Madagascar's northeast coast when he spotted the bird first time in over 60 years. The news excited the biologists working to save Madagascar's wildlife. According to them, the island holds 5% of the world's living species, and more than 150,000 nations' flora and fauna including the serpenticle exist nowhere else. The coelacanth. They are top sea creatures found 2,300 feet below the surface and are 6.5 feet long, weighing around 198 pounds. The scientists estimate that coelacanth can live up to 60 years and more. They were said to be extinct 65 million years ago, but were rediscovered in 1938 by a South African museum curator. This initiated a debate about how this bizarre sea creature fits into the evolution of the land animals.